All right, so you're in Spain, you came to Europe. Now, if you look around and you're paying attention to your environment, one thing you'll notice, and you might think it's a fashion trend, but it goes a little deeper than that. You'll notice that either one or two things. There is a lanyard tied around somebody's hand attached to their phone, or you might see it looks like almost a body lanyard or cord that wraps around the body. So some of you, if you don't know any better, you're just going to be like, they're European, they're doing weird things, and they're trying to be fashionable. But what it is out here is what's prevalent. If we talk about criminality or your safety, is that either in roving bands or groups, they come out and they look to snatch your phone either on a moped, or they, like I said, they work in groups. So what they try to do is, your phone is very important, has all your information. It's basically your life. And, they look to snatch up your phone that's worth anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 US. So now, if we had to maybe segue to situational awareness, just as an aside, in certain regions, especially like New York or LA, I've seen somebody cross the street reading a Kindle or an iPad. Now, once again, you do what you want to do, but I come from a different school of thought on where you should be dialed into your environment, and the phone should really be in your pocket when you're walking. I mean, if you're walking and texting, you're basically a victim on 2 feet. And by the time, the violence is upon you, it's already too late. So once again, consider the cell phone tactic that I'm giving you. And if you want to adopt what the Europeans are doing, I don't think it's the worst idea. It looks a little funny, but once again, it's either that or you would lose your phone, or you got to tussle for it. Okay, another thing. There's a lot of scams that occur. There's a lot of ruses that go on. So one thing that they do out here is, just imagine you're walking and you see someone fall directly in front of you. Now, obviously, you being a good Samaritan type citizen, you might kneel down and help or look to help. So you notice I'm wearing a backpack. So what you might naturally do is put your bag on the floor. Once you put your bag on the floor, the person that fell is part of the game, part of the ruse. So what they're going to do is basically fall, oh, thank you so much. And when that bag hits the ground, somebody else in that crew is stealing your van. Also keep in mind, they can rip the bag off of you. So what I normally will do, if you look at my chest harness, only certain bags have it. It depends on how large it is, how many liters, is that I have a sternum strap. So the bag is a part of me, which means it cannot easily be lifted off my body. And then obviously some bags have, waist straps. So the thing is that if you're a backpacker or a nomad, your life is in one bag. So you should treat it in such a way that if someone's going to try to lift it off you, they're going to have a really, really hard time. All right. So now the last thing I'm going to talk about is that when you're in your hotel room, your hostel, normally there's a cleaning service or housekeeping that comes in. So you notice that there's like a sign, right? Do not disturb when you're doing your thing. And then please make up my room. So if you've ever noticed or you traveled enough in certain corridors, the wind can take that flimsy sign and it can end up on the floor. And then what can happen, it's obviously a miscommunication, is people are now in your room or cleaning your room when you wanted no access to your room. So now, once again, how would you mitigate that? And also, it's a little bit of a safety feature, because what I'll show you now is that if this thing came off the door, the way that I'm affixing it, somebody would have to pull it off the door because it's pretty much cemented on the back. So now, the three things to consider, and they're real quick, they may seem simple. The two is for the outdoor environment. And the second thing is basically understanding access control and trying to keep people out of your room with, nonsensical excuses like, oh, we didn't know, it was on the floor. I've been through it. That's why I'm giving it to you. So a little bit of know before you go regarding me being in Barcelona. I hope you got something out of it. Once again, if you could support the channel, support my journey, Because once again, my journey today could be your journey tomorrow. Coffee and juice. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. It's cold as